Okay, so you're in this process. How do you pick objectives? How do you identify key objectives for your organization? How did you do that?
Arbinger's process is really unique because if you look at the collaboration diagram, they have that the outside, inside, out. And so what you do is in creating an objective, you go outside first. And
Outside to whom?
To that service line. And so, for instance, let's say a service line is our customers. So what are they trying to accomplish in their lives with my service of getting their carpets cleaned? And so I really try to figure out their objective. And once I start outside and I figure out what their objective is, then I'm able to go inside and say, how are we going to help accomplish that objective? And then it gives us the ability to write an objective with them in mind. It's not an objective just about Zerorez or about me. It's about how I can be helpful to my customer.
Okay. Now, was that new for you?
That was.
That thinking was,
that was
new. Okay. Now, there's also part of this process is this idea of alignment. Can you talk to us about alignment?
Yeah. Alignment is where, in the collaboration diagram, you're trying to align each of the directions with each other. And I hope I'm saying this right. But what we do is, in alignment is, let me just start with the P&L process, the profit and loss process, is that we're going to align each of the line items with the leader. And so that leader's ready to, is in charge of that. And then we go to the objective, and we set the objective, and then we put a leader. And now that leader is then being able to be in charge and responsible for that. And we do that with each of the steps. And what that does is it aligns the objectives that the key managers have with the other key managers and helps us to stay on that path.
So you're actually making sure each manager knows each other manager's key objectives.
Yes.
And then now, are you also saying that they then do their planning around that with that knowledge intact?
Exactly right. They go and they build a personal work plan. And so they have their objective, and they're going to go and they're going to build their personal work plan in mind of the other people's objectives and how they can not just accomplish their objectives, but how can they be helpful to the other people in accomplishing their objectives. And I think during that whole planning process, they align everything.
Okay.
For example, Chris, a scenario that could come up with that in a real life situation is a technician may be looking at what the customer is trying to accomplish, which for us the easy thing is clean carpet. So that technician's personal work plan may include becoming, getting more certifications or becoming better versed in how to explain the customer what their carpet's like and how they're going to clean it properly. So that technician's manager is going to see that work plan for that technician, and his work plan is now going to be, hey, how can I help this technician get the right training he needs and whatnot. And then me as a manager over that manager, hey, I need to make sure we have a training program in place that can communicate the things we need. And so all of a sudden we're all working towards this common goal, and all those things align. And so when that technician fails, well, his manager failed and so did I, right? And vice versa, when we succeed, we succeed together. And so that's a common scenario where many levels of management even or your own coworkers help out to help that technician complete his outside triangle.
Well, that's great. That's very helpful.